Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is the chart, the new moon on the 6th of June, set for London at 1337, 38, let's call it that. And there is a stellium, a group of planets in the sign of Gemini. So it really is a full-on Gemini new moon. Here we have it. There's Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, Sun and Venus. And the Sun and Venus joined, and that was on the 4th, just before the new moon, and it's called the Venus star point according to the astrologer Ariel Gutman. And I have recorded a free presentation on that meaning. And what is Gemini all about? Well, it's all about Mercury, the messenger that can go in and out of the underworld at will, as Hermes, the god Hermes. So we're being asked to communicate very, very strongly, and Jupiter is in the mix, so it's about truth. Jupiter isn't fond of the sign of Gemini, it prefers the opposite sign of Sagittarius. However, it is still Jupiter, to think big, have big ideas, big plans, and very importantly, with Saturn involved over here in Pisces, at 18 degrees of Pisces, almost 19, Saturn is slowing down for the whole of June. It goes retrograde, which it does every single year on the 29th of June. And Saturn is all about being serious, responsible. Commitment is a key word for Saturn. And you can see this chart here. Saturn squares the moon, it squares the sun, it squares Venus. That is a big commitment, it is. However, we also have Jupiter, as you can see, next to Mercury. We do. Plus, we also have quintiles. The quintiles are in turquoise. They are creative aspects and they're very Venusian. So that star point, it's actually at 14 degrees of Gemini, is extremely important. It's giving us the message from the heavens to do with the qualities of Gemini. So Gemini are the twins. The symbol is the twins, the dual aspect that we get all the time with Gemini, and also we get that with Pisces too. And I've asked, what is your story? Because storytelling is very much the realm of Mercury, as is Jupiter as well. And you can see there is a very good flow of energy, that blue line, with Jupiter and Pluto. Pluto's retrograde right now. It's in Aquarius. It will go back into Capricorn and then finally move forward back into Aquarius full on next year, 2025. The other dynamic at the new moon is Mars. Mars is in Aries. However, it will move sign into Taurus, and that is happening very soon. Now, it happens actually on the 9th of June. I am recording this late. However, I have been working very strongly this week on the Venus star point and what that signifies. And 34 people signed up for a seminar which I thought no one had signed up for. I was mistaken, as you can obviously tell. And the fact that Mercury entered Gemini on Monday, the 3rd, started the ball rolling of the Gemini energy. Mercury joined Jupiter on the 4th, and that's when Venus joined the Sun. And then by Wednesday, the Moon had moved into Gemini at signifying this new moon. So new moon, Mercury can be the trickster, but also it can be the psychopomp. And that's what I said, it can go into the unconscious at will. That's the role of a therapist, definitely. So the qualities right now are to ask yourself, what is your story? And to rewrite your story. if you're not happy with it. And a good book I have been recommended to read, which I have, by a good friend, it's called The Soulmate Secret. Manifest the love of your life with the law of attraction by Ariel Ford. And one exercise in it, it's quite lengthy, but the gist I will share with you because there's an exercise I have actually done. And what it's saying is, what she asks, is there someone I'm still angry with, feel betrayed, or haven't forgiven? And she's saying you're still very strongly connected to that person if that is the problem. So the idea is, if we want new love in our life, or we want to improve a relationship in our life right now, the idea is you make a list. You make a list of ex-lovers with whom you feel incomplete, or toward whom you are still harbouring grudges or resentments. And the idea is you write a very detailed list. You know, all the things you might be angry about, all the things you wish had turned out differently, and you're not going to send this letter, but you are writing it. So what you're doing is you're being very mercurial by writing, and also you're putting it in print, on paper. So that's another real energy that you're connecting with Venus. And the idea is, once you have done that, and you might have quite a few letters to write, then you put yourself in the other person's point of view. You write as if they are writing back to you. It can be very profound, very revealing. And in all relationships, we have gifts to give our partner, and they have gifts to give us. These are energetic gifts. They could simply be practical gifts. But the whole point of this is acknowledging the role you played in the breakdown of your relationships, and apologise for anything you've done that you might regret. Venus wants love. That's the whole point of Venus. It's about desire. So that desire with Venus in Gemini is to communicate, and it's an essential ingredient of a good, solid relationship. And sharing, if you're in a good relationship with someone right now, you know, all those withholds, it's called psychologically, you know, all those things that you are hiding from that person, they will feel that energetically. They will. And so choose the right time, always a good idea. You know, ask that person, there's something I'd like to talk to you about, and arrange a time. You don't like throw this out on the spot. That's not a good idea. And therefore, you know, yeah, they know there's something happening. Don't make it too far in advance, but just say, you know, maybe tomorrow at a certain time, whatever it is. And the one extremely important phrase that I was taught by the wonderful Lenzi Spezzano, she said, you start any conversation like this with, I could be wrong about this, but I'd like your help, your support in clearing this up. Immediately they would be on your side. They would, because they won't feel judged, that, you know, oh, they're to blame. You know, and that way you get the support that is essential with this energy of Gemini. Jupiter stays there for a whole year. Mercury, a few weeks rather. The Sun, of course, middle of 20th of June, will move into Cancer. Jupiter stays. So that's the energy that is being asked of all of us at this new moon in Gemini. It's still there in the sky. You'll start to see that crescent moon, and that is a perfect time to wish upon a star. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of Healing the Stars, and I recommend that book, The Soulmate Secret. I do. So thank you again for watching.